Hi, this is Maggie, and today we're going to have a look at a very brief look at the second part of my psychic development course, and we're taking the energetic centers one by one. So today we're having a look at the feeling centers. Let's do a quick recap. Last time I worked with you, I introduced you to the psychic centers that exist within the physical body, the physicality of the psychic energies. Okay, the first one we connected with was the solar plexus just above the belly button and a little bit beneath it. The second one is hearing, which is the hearing is here. The sight, which is literally thinking up here, and the head, which is up here. So the important it may appear that the head is the important thing. It's not. They're all equally important. The thing is, some of us can work with some areas or like some ability, and others will be struggling with it. But that's okay, because what's going to happen, you're actually going to do is find yourself, find your own psychic profile, I guess you'd call it. So you're either a feeler, a knower, a hearer, or a seer. Or you're all three or four rolled into one with a little bit extra on the side. And as we progress more and more energy is available to us. So let's have a look at about psychic feeling. Underneath this area here, the solar plexus area, masses of nerve endings. This takes care of the autonomic something or other system. However, what that means is it takes care of the automatic functions of your body, your breathing, your heart rate, your blood pressure, all those things that go on underneath that we don't think about. But what is also going on underneath that we don't think about is psychic feeling. These energy centers in this area are connected to every organ in your body, every single organ, and most glands. So it's a massive connection that's working through here and happening. It's like we just need to be able to tune into it. So how would you use, or how would you know you have psychic feeling? I guarantee every one of us, every single one of us has had times when we just feel something, where we walk into a place and we can feel the atmosphere. It's like, what is that old saying? You can cut the atmosphere with a knife. That's actually, you're at a point where you're actually feeling. You're feeling leftover energy, whether that's from an argument or whatever. Have you ever walked into some places and it's like that wonderful sigh of relief? What you're doing then is picking up on the energy that has happened there. It's been good, it's been sweet, it's been loving, it's been whatever. Do you know my favorite places are churches? Love them. Don't care what denomination they are. But I don't go to the services. I'd prefer to go after a service for a very simple reason. Everybody in that service enters, well, mostly everybody enters a place of peace. They're in a space where they're relating to their divinity. What nobody does in that audience, well, probably some people do, is work with that energy. These, every service or ceremony or ritual, whatever you choose to call it, raises an incredible amount of energy. I just sit there and absorb it or direct it to someone who needs healing or who needs help. It's like energy's everywhere. Now, we very much, if we're a feeler, we're a feeler, and that's all there is to it. Your feelings may be as slight as just a little bit unsettled, or as severe as absolutely throwing up, or have you crippled in pain. Feeling center is amazing, but we need to learn how to Not control it. Control is not the proper word, but how to work with it, how to allow that, the balance to happen. Because the solar plexus and emotional energy, this is where psychic energy and creativity meet. This is a very important connection. Until a very few years ago, if I went into a place where there'd been, say, a murder or something really violent, I'd literally throw up. And it's not a very pretty sight when you're conducting a group and you're trying to bite back that gag thing. It's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? So, are you a feeler? Every person gets gut instincts. And every time I've talked myself out of that gut instinct or not listening to it, Mother of God, was there a price to pay? And the weirdest thing is, I always knew I should have listened to my gut, especially in relationships. Especially in relationships. It was like, yeah, my gut's not telling me it's right, but he's pretty. I've done that, I can tell you. So, how do we know how to work with this area? How to activate it? Like I said before, the simple ring, turn your crystal or have a crystal. But if you don't have a crystal or anything with you, most of us wear jewelry nowadays that have got a crystal energy with them. And if you don't wear crystal jewelry, remember that your diamonds are a crystal, your rubies are a crystal, and your pearls are major energy as well. So it's like hands over the belly button, tune that area in, just sit with it for a little while and see what it gives you. There's an old saying, your gut will never lie. And it's true, your gut will never lie. So we understand that what's happening in the gut area is the feeling psychic energy is coming into play. The feeling is becoming workable. And it's because of this feeling that we can understand and can move forward and can make some connection out of where we're going. Okay? Now, how? Look, it's a matter of awareness. It's a matter of tuning into your own body and being aware of exactly what is happening. It's becoming aware of the energy that you're walking into. If you don't feel comfortable, then you need to do something about it. Whether that something is, whoa, put a protection shield up or whatever. A good thing to do is, say you're walking into a situation and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't like the feel of this. Archangel Michael, shield. Just drop the shield. Archangel Michael, shield. It's as simple as that. And I know it's simplistic, but it's the simplistic things that work and that we need to be able to have access to and use when we're in situations where we can't, roll out 40 crystals and we can't bring out 3 candles and do a chant and a dance. It's like, no, this is an emergency. It's a great idea to do the shield before entering a shopping center or a complex where there are a lot of people. Because, when you enter the shop, you know what you want. People are there to shop. Some people are there to lift shopping or to steal. But we don't know the circumstances surrounding everybody in that shopping center. So shield, the amount of times I've gone to the shops with my granddaughter when she was growing up and had massive ding dongs, and she turned and looked at me and went, "You didn't shield, did you?" I went, "No, neither did you." So it's like, try and remember. You can do it in your mind or you can just go, shh, bring that shield right down in front of you. Archangel Michael, shield me. And you can actually do it on each side if you wish, but I'll show you another exercise shortly that does wonders. You may have to retire to the ladies' room to do it, but it's all good. Now, psychic feeling touches on many areas. It touches on empathy. A lot of people are empathetic at this time. They pick up on everybody's little bits and pieces. Why are people so empathetic? Because we're moving to a higher vibrational level And that level allows us to access, to move through. We're no longer on the third dimensional level where it's like survival mode. I don't believe most of us are on the fifth level. I believe, there's a portion of us who's gone beyond those levels. And yeah, darlings, empathy is a big thing, and empath is a big thing in this day and age. But you must learn to shield yourself. You must learn to protect yourself. You must learn to be in charge of the gut. For want of this area, you've got to be in charge of it. Otherwise, it's trust me, I know it's overwhelming. I mean, the worst places for me are hospitals. I woke up a couple of times in the hospital, and it's like, oh no, go, no, do, get me out of here now, because it's been this overwhelming connection with everything that's happening around you. So, if you're in a situation, say in a shopping center, and you're absolutely bombarded, and it's like, oh my gosh, eat. I know that sounds weird, but eat. Once your gut is busy taking care of something else, it's a little less likely to actually pick up everybody's stuff. Now, I'm not saying everybody in the shopping center is a crook or wild child or nutters or whatever, but they've all got their own space and they've all got their own stuff happening. They could have mental issues. Do you really need to pick through that? They may have physical issues. The thing is, if you overload your psychic centers, it's like filling a dam in with pebbles or, crap, backfilling. You've got no water in that dam. So for us, we can't keep allowing other people's stuff to be piled up within us. We need to be able to release that and to go, yes, I've got to go shopping now. I'm going to put my shields up. This is what I'm going to do. Because you don't want to pick their stuff up. You don't want to carry anything home with you. And by that, I don't mean entities. I mean anger. I mean aggression. I mean sadness. I mean depression. I mean physical issues. You don't need that. So please remember to shield. It's extremely important. Now, like I've said before, your gut is the one thing that's never going to lie to you. So let's go through a very simple exercise so that I can, prove to you exactly how the gut works. To begin with, take a very simple, direct question. But it has to be something that you know to be absolute truth. It can't be, oh, maybe this, maybe that. It's a good thing to start with your absolute truth. My name is Maggie Sinton. Start with an absolute truth. I live at. My dad is. Simple question. What you're going to do is ask this simple question a couple of times and feel your body. Where does it sit? How does it feel? Okay? Just sit with it for a few minutes and how does it feel? You're telling yourself an absolute truth. How does it feel? Okay? Now we're going to feel differently. You're going to tell yourself an absolute lie. Absolute. It's got to be something you know to be an absolute lie. It doesn't matter how far out it is. It doesn't matter what it is. It's I am a cat would do it. I am a millionaire would do it. It's like an absolute lie. And feel that in your body. Feel what the lie feels like. And when you've done that, have a look at the difference between the truth and the lie. That is how your body works to connect you to yourself and to allow your feeling center to, filter out that what's not needed. So But how does it feel, Sky? How did it feel in your body? Put that in your body, and how does it feel? So you will always know when your body is telling you the truth. You will establish a reaction, could well be a face expression change. You will establish a reaction that works for you. And the significant thing here is it has to work for you. It's no good me saying to you, do this, do this, do this, and you're doing it and you're going, hell, that's not happening, or, but I want to do this. It's like, and yes, you've got to listen to your gut, to your instincts, and how it works for you. Well, let me just refer back to notes to make sure I'm giving you everything we need. We've done that bit. Like, we're learning to tune into ourselves, and this is significantly important. We need to spend time with ourselves. It's something we don't do. Yeah, we could just sit there a couple of minutes a day and take some breaths and connect with ourselves, with our divinity, with our purpose, with who we are. Or we could take those few minutes and just be. Just check out how you're feeling. How do you feel right now? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling miserable? How does your body feel? Is it achy? Are there feelings and stuff happening in your body that are foreign, not yours? Bless. So it's like, once you come across what's not yours, what are you going to do about that? That's not yours. It's like, very often we echo energy that we've picked up without having it gone through a filter. And we can understand in some ways the confusion around the people that are with us. It's important to protect this center and to protect yourself. So if you ever feel that this is a little out of balance, then, go back to the crystal energy. Go back to working with your protection, whichever protection works for you. But, Archangel Michael, lend me your shield. It's the perfect way to do things when you're in crowded areas. And bless you. It's obviously you were meant to be here, darling. The universe has its own way of dealing with things and giving us what we need when we need it. I'm a firm believer in that. Now, ask yourself how you're doing and what do you feel? What if you feel nothing? Nobody feels nothing, trust me. Let's have a look at what kind of nothing. Is it a good nothing? Is it a bad nothing? Is it a missing something nothing? Is it a flat nothing? Is it a lost nothing? There are so many connections around nothing. So if you're looking into your body and you're going, I don't feel anything, I've got nothing, keep asking the question. Keep asking the question, what kind of nothing? Once we get in perfect tune with our bodies, we are not only able to work instinctively with our psychic centers, we're able to work with our entire body and to be able to manifest things in our life that we need or that we want. But mostly we're able to become in harmony. Once we come in complete harmony, once our physical bodies, all our psychic centers are in complete harmony, we're ready to rock and roll. But, life is what it is, and it does knock things off its pedestal every now and then, and that's just the way it is. So it's about rebalance on a regular basis. So it's like you're saying, how do you feel? Are you comfortable in your body? What way? The same thing with blue. Sky, I was going, yes, and I missed the sky. The same thing with feeling good. How do you feel good? And good is? Hello? What kind of good? How? What's happened? What are the insights? What are the directions? How is it all working? Where are these feelings coming from? What is making you feel good? You know, when we come back from meditation or something like that, and someone goes, "Well, how did that feel for you?" You usually go, "Yeah, yeah, good." Um, good answers nothing, as a bad answers nothing. It's like you have to have that purposely look at how you're truly feeling. It's how are you truly feeling? Once you figure out how you truly feel, it's so much easier to pick up the energies of how others feel. Um, and what we need to be careful of, particularly in the empath area, we can pick something up and it can be so real and so positive that we can actually believe it's our stuff. That's the thing with empaths. It's like you have to continually filter, continually cleanse, continually protect. Absolutely, continually protect. So um, it's fitting in, it's getting everything to balance. It's taking that time to understand that, yes, we are psychic beings. And yes, psychic feeling is incredibly important. And psychic feeling is amazing because you can work with it so often and nobody knows what you're doing. It's like, okay, what if you're going shopping? Um, oh, bless. When you're going shopping, you know what you should be buying, you know what you should be eating, and you know what you should be leaving on the shelf. But it's never that easy. We are human. We're allowed to slip up, but we need to learn from those slip ups. So, you go shopping and you're looking at, this plant, they say this mango, because mangoes are in season at the moment. And my favorite of fruits, yum, next door to cherries, next door to apricots. I just love the summer fruits. But you're looking at the mangoes and there's whole trays of them. And it's like, this one looks perfect. And you give it a little feel and it's like, oh, you can pick up the most way out stuff by handling something in a supermarket. You pick up this mango and it's like, what are these feelings? It's like there's anger, there's aggression, there's sadness, there's this, there's that. How many people has handled that mango before you, Donna? How many? The growers, the pickers, the packers, the people who put it on the shelves in the shops, and lots of people who check it out. So do you really want to put that in your system? Probably not. So you go move along to, exactly the same with Money Sky. Check it out, clean it up, get rid of the bad ones soon. It's like shop till you drop, darling. But you go on to look for another mango. It may not be quite as ripe or quite as delicious looking, but it could have a softer feel about it. It may not have that angst. So if you see what I'm saying, and then you say, is this mango good for me? And feel how it comes back. The same thing with, like, if you're shopping for any fruit. Is this fruit good for me? Listen to how your body feels. Listen to how it comes together. See how this all comes together. How does it feel? And, the good thing about figuring out how something feels, you'll get an instant connection, whether that's actually good for your body. Yes, mango is fruit. Yes, it's great, but it's not great for everybody. And now, what if you're buying someone a gift? That's a tough one. Do the same thing, darling. Feel, ask yourself, open it, set and spend a second focusing on this solar plexus center and ask the question. If when you meet someone and you get that, oops, stand back, I don't like you, what is it you don't like? What is it you're picking up on? Really go in and ask the questions. Why do you feel like this? What are you feeling about them? Are you feeling this from them or from what's around them? I mean, you could have the most brilliant, nicest people in the world and still have an adverse gut reaction to them because they don't balance with you, or they're not what they're working with, or what they're teaching is not your truth. Does that make sense? Yeah, of course it does. It's like, or this person may have just come through a very difficult time in their life. It's have a look what you're picking up. But if your gut is screaming at you, no, 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 like you've got to listen. The gut instinct is very, 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 very important. Hang on. Now, it's about being aware at every minute of every day of what is happening in our world and how we can work with feeling. If we sit down with someone and what we're doing is working with them, say for a one-on-one reading, you've got a client sitting there, yes, listen to your gut. Your gut may give you feelings, connections to emotions. The emotions that people had, your gut may be telling you about an illness. You may actually feel. I actually feel things physically in my body when I'm actually doing a reading. I will feel the heart attack. I will feel the hanging. I will feel the headaches. And it's like, oh, it'll be like, yes, I feel there's someone here. This is the name. This is, and I'm feeling this is how they died, or I'm feeling this was a heart attack, or this was cancer. Because I have a connection to how that feels. I have a connection in my body about how cancer feels. For me, it's a taste. I get this taste, which I presume to be chemo. I've never had chemo, but it's never let me down. I always listen to my gut on that. Now, I used to laugh and say, look, I've had that much chemo. If I get cancer, I'll never have chemo. I did get cancer. I didn't have chemo. They just chopped it out and put me on radioactive iodine. 3 days later, all good. All good. So it's about listening to what your gut is telling you. What are your feelings telling you? It's easier than you think. It's incredible ability to work with your feelings. Yeah, babe, it can be incredibly intense, and then it can actually be soft. It can be fleeting. And so when you're actually working with people, you have to be able to really identify what your gut instincts are giving you and what your gut instincts mean to you. I mean, my tasting chemo means cancer to me. It may mean something entirely different to you, because we all work from our own instincts and how how it all comes together. Now, sometimes we have an overwhelming feeling that we should call somebody. That is this psychic center entering. Sometimes we have an overwhelming feeling that someone's going to call us, and they do. This is operating from this psychic center in the solar plexus. Have you ever had, like the other day, I walked out, I went, okay, I wanted a table for the back patio. I didn't even realize I wanted a table, but I had one there, but little. And I walked out there and I went, hey, we've got to go here, here, and here now, because what I need is there. So off I disappeared to the op shop. He went to the wrong op shop. I went, no, wrong op shop, John. I told you which one. So we went to the right one, and there it was. The table and chairs that I needed. Are you ready for this? The table was $7. Like, what? Okay, got that. The chairs were $10 each. Got that. Their FPOS was down. And John he only had about $7 in change. And they went, I'll bring it back, which he did. But it's like listening to the feeling. It's like, this is what you need. It's like we have to listen to the feeling. And yes, babe, we have to stay balanced. We have to protect ourselves. But if you have a feeling, it's like follow the feeling. And look, if you're looking for job opportunities, yes, exactly. You can actually have the names on a piece of paper, run your hand over them and feel them. How does it feel? Say the name, whatever, in your mind. Let your body tell you how it feels. And sometimes we meet wonderful people, and sometimes we meet people who are just so caught up in their own misery. Give yourself time to feel. Don't get caught up in it. Don't take it on board. Just feel what they're feeling. Yeah, they may be miserable because they're lonely. They may be miserable because they're ill. They may be miserable because their cat's died. Once you can pick up that feeling, you've got a different way of relating to that person. Same thing with bullying. Have a feel of where they're coming from. How is it working from their point of view? You know how it feels to you. How does it feel from their point of view? And this is an incredible thing to work with a partner. Some of us take for granted after X amount of years that the person we're with is, we know them inside out. Do we? Do we really? If you've had an issue or a conflict, spend some time feeling. Feel how it feels to them. It can be very enlightening, but and in very intimate moments, if you actually tune in to their feeling, that energy center, how are they feeling? It can be much more rewarding to be able to experience how that other person feels as well as how you're feeling. It can be incredible. So, how do you make feeling work on a regular basis? Like anything else, babe, you practice it. You practice and you practice and you practice. Now, let's go back to the shield of Archangel Michael. You're walking in, or your best thing to do it before you leave home, but if you're in the car, no problem. Archangel Michael, shield me. Straight down. So you're standing with the shield of the Archangel in front of you, and that goes before you. That will protect you from a lot of garbage and a lot of pickup stuff. Now, what if you want to do a really big shot cleanup? You really got to go for gold and have this big shot cleanup now. Okay. You concentrate on bringing, or feel this happening now. It doesn't matter whether you're a seer or a doer, feel now. Feel this light coming through the top of your head. This light can be white, it can be diamond. The Romani people use blue and gold. So we'd work with the blue, then we'd bring the gold. But you can do whatever color or whatever works for you. So we're bringing the gold light straight down through the head. We're actually coming through the back, and it goes down through your spine. Now, in the center of your spine is your bone marrow, everything to do with genetics and your whole body, your whole reaction. So you're going to go take this light down gently, vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Breathe in, take it down. Breathe in, take it down, until it comes out beneath the floor, and you're sort of like this, You're like a bead on a string. You've actually got that light coming down through the center of your being. It's connecting with everything that is. I would bring the blue, then I'd bring the gold. Then I breathe in the energy. On the out breath, I'd extend it. And I'd extend it and extend it and extend it until what I have is a cylinder of light. Light coming from above the cylinder, a complete cylinder of light, and light beneath the cylinder. It's an amazing thing because it's a total cleansing and clearing. Absolutely. White light on overload cleans everything from the inside out and puts protection from the inside out. So it's a great exercise to start the day with, so that you've actually got that. Now, you can actually sit in Say if you've got to take a little bit of space and you're really stressed, or if you're in somewhere where you don't feel safe. You know, sometimes you're walking somewhere, it may be night or a strange place, and you don't feel safe. Then we invoke the energies of the archangels. And remember, I said invoke. Invoke means to invite the angels. So before me, Raphael, detect, reflect, protect. Deflect anything, detect anything coming towards me, reflect it away, protect. So in front of you, Raphael. On your right hand, Michael. Again, detect, reflect, protect. Behind me, Archangel Gabriel. Same thing. Detect, reflect, protect. On my left, Uriel. Detect, reflect, protect. An amazing way to do it. And you know, when I go to bed, I do this little ritual. I put in, because you can see where you live, you know what your place looks like. I put Archangel Raphael out in the middle of the street. Deflect, reflect, protect. Put Archangel Michael out over next door's fence. It's only going to give them help. Same thing. Detect, reflect, protect. Over the back fence, Gabriel. Same thing. Detect, reflect, protect. On the other side, in the neighbor's yard, Archangel Uriel. Detect, reflect, protect. And it takes care of lots of stuff. You've got that massive cleansing, clearing, protection. But you've also got a security blanket where the feeling can actually chill a little bit. It can actually relax because empaths can be overloaded at night. Now, if you are empath, there's a couple of things you should never do. One of them's TV. And I know that's a tough call, but I know how it affects you because it may be a created emotion, and it actually is a created emotion. And I've got so much, you know, I don't know how people can create an emotion at the drop of a hat. I've got so much I love them for, but be careful that because for your feeling psychic center, those emotions are real. They may be created and you know they're TV, but they're real. So again, if you need to watch stuff or you're going to, make sure you've got your shields up. Talk to yourself, going, how you feeling? If it's a bit rough, I mean, there are some things I just cannot. When you meet people or even just talk to them online, can you? Yeah, I can, babe. I can read most things relatively easy. And that's because I've developed a system where it works for me. But also because it's always been what I've done. There hasn't been a time when I was alone in my body, so to speak. But, you know, every person who was born on this planet has these psychic centers within their body. And it is a matter of becoming connected to them. It is a matter of allowing them to activate. And it's a matter of working with them. It's like any skill. When you were little, you needed to learn to walk. You needed to learn to talk. You did that. What these quick courses are that I'm uploading for you guys are, your first steps in how to do that. Your first steps in moving forward. Psychically, you're going to learn to stand. Kimchi, you will learn. It'll take time, darling, but we all find our own path. And this is what I'm saying. For the next week, focus on your feelings. Tune into your feelings. Tune into how it feels for you. How does your home feel? If you walk into a room, automatically, hand on belly button, go into the feeling. Sometimes it's not that difficult. It's like, oh, I got this. So it's literally like tune into the feeling. The more we practice a skill, the more that skill develops. And if this skill is weak for you, don't stress. One of the others may be your strong point. But the biggest thing about feelings is being able to separate what's your feelings, what is another's feelings. Um, Mothers and children, sometimes you can get overwhelmingly smothered or, with an emotion from your child, no matter how old they are. I mean, one of mine's 50 this year, and I still think he's my boy. But if you don't look to protecting yourself, you can actually get overwhelmed by their feelings and step in the way. It's like you have to step out of the, because you've got a connection to someone and you've got this link to how they're feeling, you can't take away that from them. If it's something they're learning or experiencing or need to do, you've got to let that happen. You can, however, go, this is what I'm feeling, how do I help? And open that door to see how you. Yeah, I had to stop doing that, darling. Literally, it's like you can see it, you can feel it, you know what needs to be done, but everyone needs to do their own way. So for the next week, practice everything you can on feeling and everything you can on putting up your guard. Maybe go one day without your shield, go in somewhere without your shield, and then go in the same place with your shield and find out the difference. How is it working for you? And it's as simple as Archangel Michael, shield. And it works. Now, do you have any quick questions, babes, before I close this session down? I think I might actually have breakfast before the next one. Yeah. Mother and child are special bonds. And we can pick up their energies, how they're feeling. But it can be annoying. We can become overwhelming. We can go, oh my God. It's like, and we can't do it for them. You'll find your job, darling. You're doing all you can. You're not sitting back doing nothing. You're looking for what works for you. So, homework for you possums. Feel, 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 feel. Really feel. Really. And when you connect with people you love, you may have been together. Well, today's my 24th wedding anniversary, but we've known each other about 30 years. So it's like when you connect with your partner when they come home from work or whatever, we get so flippant, we take it all for granted. But what about really feeling it? What about wow? What about allowing that feeling center to open up and feel how how your partner's feeling, and then to tune back into how you feel, how that love feels within you. Like tune into the love. We often forget to do that. We forget to tune into the love. And it's like how it is. Fear is a difficult thing, darling. Don't feel it. Don't feel it. Let it go. You're like, once we walk into an emotion and really feel it, it becomes real. It becomes part of it. But like I said about movies, they created reality. Like reality, they're created emotions. You can create an emotion of being loved. You can create an emotion of being successful. You can feel that. Once you can feel it, your doorway's open and it's on its way. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back very shortly with the next update. Be good, darlings. Bye.